episode 1036. And it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
What up?
And from just down the road there in Nashville, sitting in for Jamie Ivey, our very own downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
Well, okay, so we have a great show in store for you. Levi and Jennie Lusko join us. We love them. We have slices of the show. We have a great game at the end of the show. It's Epic Battle, but it's the Oscars edition of Epic Battle because if you're listening to this on the day the show comes out, Tuesday, this is the day all the Oscar nominees are announced. So we're doing an Oscar-themed game. We are in the throes of award show season right now. This is so...
Yeah, and I used to get more excited about award shows. It seemed like a big shared experience, big cultural event. You go on Twitter, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we would live tweet it. We would do funny jokes throughout it. Yeah,
we used to have the Oscars.biz, like our own send up. It just feels like the wind has sort of been taken out of those sails. Like, does anybody care anymore about the award shows?
Dude, the Critics' Choice Awards were on the CW and had the lowest ratings of any award show in history.
It was like in the afternoon.
So like 900,000 people tuned in.
I didn't even know that was a show. There's a show called the Critics' Choice Awards?
Yeah, it's like the very first one before then the Golden Globes, before then the Oscars. Okay. It's the thing that starts the season.
Hey, you down bad if you're on the CW, as the award show. You down bad.
Dude, one of the people who won was like, who's watching this? On the show said, who's watching this? Literally.
He or she did not.
He said we're on the Seth Rogen. We're on the one network that has 0 Critics' Choice nominations. Why is this show even existing? He roasted the whole show on the show.
Hey, I give it to him. At least they're trying.
I love Seth Rogen.
But my thing is MTV still in the game? Because the VMAs in the movie awards used to be kind of fun. Now it was like the Nickelodeon ones where they'd slime celebrities or whatever. No,
the Kids' Choice Awards still do
the Kids' Choice Awards.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are still fun.
Right.
But these other ones, who cares? Half the movies we've never even heard of.
But I think the ones you're talking about, those are intentionally supposed to be fun. I tune in to watch Katy Perry get slimed. Have you seen that video? She literally almost lost her head. Yeah. I don't really care about seeing this prestigious actor who I know is probably kind of snooty, getting up on stage and pretending to act like they didn't know they were going to win.
No, here's the thing. I don't feel like they should be rewarded for performances in films. I think it should be more competition. Throw up, let's say you have 3 actors or actresses or whatever that are in a really good movie. It's anyone can be good in a movie because there's editors and there's a director and there's camera operators.
I don't know about that.
You put them on stage.
I'm gonna follow you.
You put them on stage and have them improv a scene, okay, with other actors. Then we know who deserves the award. An element of something where anything can happen. That's what I'm saying.
So you want to turn the Oscars into a living color? Is what you're saying?
Would you not watch that if they pulled them on and they had to perform sketch comedy with no rehearsal? Then you see who the real actors are. You know what I mean?
Actually, I would watch that. If we turned the Oscars into SNL.
Put their skills to the test.
Yeah, I'm with that.
I think this year's Oscars are going to be incredibly tame because if you'll remember last year was when the slap happened. So I think everyone's going to try to be on their best behavior.
And that's not good.
So I think that means it's going to be the most boring one.
Then you go the opposite because you know what? Everyone loved the slap. Don't let them tell you different. People loved it.
Chris Rock did.
He does. He's got so much mileage out of that.
He has a Netflix special that's popping
just about
off.
The slap.
Just about the slap. Yeah,
it works for everyone. It works for everyone. I'm not condoning violence and assault, but I'm just saying if there's playful slapping in this year's Oscars, no one's gonna complain. It gave us
playful slapping.
Someone is gonna make a joke, and it's not gonna land well.
It will not land.
It has to.
Gerard Carmichael made a joke at the Golden Globes. Yeah. No one cared. It was fine. It was just fine. Like I said, Chris Rock's getting a lot of mileage out of it. He was sitting in the wings laughing at the. Look, we just need to spice these things up. They're just too boring. That's the take. There's lots of ways to do it.
So you want to do the Rock and Jock MTV twist, where they had sports competitions, but they added a 10-point shot to the basketball game. You want to like put booby traps and like little zigzags in the Oscar
and this
format.
is the guy talking about don't say doodle on live. He talking about booby traps.
Look, if you want to win Best Actor, okay, go up against your other nominees and you each have to perform a monologue right now. We're going to put it up on the teleprompter and you deliver it straight faced, and then we'll vote to see who's really the best.
Okay. So you're saying that their film work gets them nominated, but the award is actually then a competition that's live, an acting competition that's live, and the audience votes on it.
It's like your record
style.
gets you into the playoffs, but we don't determine the winner, the champion, based on...
Hey, it's like The Voice, and it's like American Idol. You got to sing live. We got to vote live on how you're doing right now.
But American Idol and The Voice is for people that have not been accomplished. It's for people that are trying to prove themselves as singers, not freaking like career actors. I don't want to see Morgan Freeman in a face-off between Leonardo DiCaprio read the monologue.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I don't want to see that.
I'm about to make your point for you.
Okay,
American Idol and The Voice are like two of the biggest shows on TV, and they have no-name amateurs on there. Okay. You got all the world's greatest performers in one room. Why don't you throw that formula in there? Everyone's watching. It'd be the biggest thing on TV.
Everyone's watching it.
Everyone's watching, but then you just turn the award show into a game show.
Good. Exactly.
So we're out on award shows, then is what you're saying. No more award shows. We're just doing game shows from here on. This is what TikTok does to people. Like TikTok does this to us.
That's the only thing good TikTok has done.
The thing I hate about the Oscars is that it's a small group of people that vote, and they even talk about the fact they don't even watch most of the movies. They just look at like who's getting the buzz, and they just vote for that person. It's like
they don't watch the movies?
A lot of the voters of the Academy don't actually watch all the movies. They don't, it's too much time. So they just kind of like group think, here's who I should vote for. And it's like, it's out of touch. So I like the democratization of this. Let's just bring them all into a room and American Idol style, have the public vote. I love it. Let's do it.
Yep.
Competition.
It makes everything better. It's just a little entertainment value. That's all.
You guys just no more award shows.
If you're winning the award for Best Actress, let's see you act. Okay.
I mean, they did in the $200 billion movie. They just put $200 million movie. They just put out.
No, because that could have been editing, that could have been directing, that could have been
It could have taken them 50 takes to get there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
This is amazing. Hey, at The Voice, it's live. You got to perform right now. And if you're excellent, then you'll win. And so, like, same thing with the actors. If you're a great actor, show me. I love it. Let's do it. Yeah. I don't know how you give an award for like cinematography or sound design.
You just got to edit right on the floor. Like, all right, we're going to give you this jacked up piece of content, color graded right now.
We don't even keep award in those fields because nobody cares. Nobody cares. You name one Academy Award winning cinematographer right now or sound designer off the top of your head.
I don't know.
Point proven. Just eliminate them because nobody cares. Okay, sorry. You can have your own spinoff award, cinematographers.
Yeah, they'll do the dinner the night before.
This is a game show. It's a game show now.
Good luck hiring somebody to do the videos for your TikTok now. Like cinematography sucks, huh? Everything on Relevant's going to be grainy and stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Jason.
All right. Moving the show along. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Slices. Listening to Spacey Jane and Benet. The song is Lots of Nothing. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold.
Okay, it's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse?
All right. So I this was a pretty interesting one. I feel like it's that time of year where it's hard to get outside, enjoy a little nature. But I do try to go for a little stroll once a day when I can. Just get a little fresh air in the lungs. Well, this one came out of Finland, where researchers found that visiting a green area. So I mean, and they're it could be a park. It could be like a kind of outdoor urban green space. It could just be walking around. It actually, this is a quote from a piece that ran in The Guardian. It said that visiting a green space area 3 to 4 times a week cuts people's chances of turning to drugs for mental health problems or high blood pressure by 1/3. And people who are asthmatic, it cuts by 1/4. Now, they actually had a pretty large sample size. It was like 17,000 people and who were reporting their frequency of visiting these green spaces and comparing that going to them prolonged, how it affected, sort of their measuring stick for whether it was affecting their mental health was their use of medications to treat mental health issues. Like I said, they found a pretty dramatic drop in blood pressure, mental health, and respiratory issues just by visiting a green space. This isn't like exercising. This isn't like going out there and doing some kind of boot camp or CrossFit out in the park or Pilates or whatever.
That sounds awful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. This is just taking a stroll. Okay, just enjoying the green space. It had a dramatic. In some case, it was associated with 33% lower odds of using mental health drugs and 36% lower odds of using blood pressure drugs. So, I mean, I like being outside. I think it's always enjoyable to kind of get out and walk around. But I thought this was a really kind of affirming study when it comes to just the importance of taking a little break during the day and getting some fresh air. Is that part of your guys' routine?
Yeah, I have to walk the dog twice a day, so we do a mile loop every day. But I'm just home alone. So like back in the day, I'd go downtown and, our office is downtown. I have to walk to the office and walk to lunch. And I was more active walking around the office, whatever. And now I'm just sitting at my desk all day at home. So like I have to get out of the house, you know what I mean? Or else I'd just be sedentary. So yeah, I walk the dog. We go on long walks.
Yeah, we have a dope spot called Radnor Lake in Nashville. And it's the most beautiful walk. Like it's a lake, and then you have these big trees, and I always feel better when I come back from walking Radnor Lake. So I'm not going to do it right now because it's like 25 degrees. So that doesn't sound fun to me. It sounds like torture. But spring comes, we're going to be at Radnor.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, what do you have, Emily?
I have a new report from Open Doors, which is a religious liberty organization that found that the persecution of Christians around the world has continued to grow over the last 3 decades, and it's actually gotten more intense.
So not Christian persecution in the U.S., which is like a talking point on conservative radio. You're talking about global, actual
global, like around the world.
Yeah.
Interestingly, the U.S. actually did not even make the list because...
Of course not. Because they're not persecuted.
Because the U.S. is the richest country in the world. And
yeah. So the like top.
So this is I was gonna say this is real persecution, not like somebody getting asked to change a shirt at a mall somewhere one time. It's like, I mean, it sounds bad, but is that like the one thing? Is that the one thing we're worried about? That one guy?
Right.
That one
exactly.
shirt? That one mall? Yeah.
Which is, I mean, if the listeners aren't aware, that actually did happen recently. A man at a mall was wearing a religious shirt and he was asked to change, and everyone said that Christians are being persecuted. And this report is a really good reminder that persecution is not a word we should just throw around easily. It has a very specific meaning, and it is not happening in the U.S. I don't know how many times we can say that, but the top countries are North Korea, Somalia, Yemen, Eritrea, Libya, Nigeria, Pakistan, Iran, Afghanistan, and Sudan. So a lot of these countries, there has just been like an increasing attack on specifically Christians, not just kind of religion in general, but specifically Christianity. So next time someone says that they don't like your shirt at the mall, please don't cry persecution. Just say, okay, and just walk away.
What did the shirt have on it? That's crazy, though.
It said Jesus saves on the front, and on the back it said Jesus is the only way. And it had, like that little phrase that says coexist with like all the different religions. That was like crossed out.
Yeah. So, okay, there's a little context to this.
Yeah,
so,
I need context. That still doesn't make sense.
It was a Mall of America, and it was this like young black guy who's, outspoken about his faith. The shirt was neon green. Okay. So it was like meant to like be a statement, right? Uh-huh. So apparently, so mall security came up to him because people had been complaining about his shirt, that it was offensive, and it was like religious proselytization at the mall.
Was it the proselytization, or was it like a line through other kind of sacred symbols of other religions?
Or was it that the shirt was neon green?
Right. So mall security comes up to him because of other people complaining and says, hey, buddy, you got to change your shirt or leave the mall, that kind of a thing. And so he's like, they're complaining that you're preaching or whatever. And he's like, I haven't spoken a word to anybody. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just wearing a shirt. So that got viral. The context is that apparently this same guy shows up at the mall pretty frequently and preaches. And so he's already had it in with those guys because he actually does preach inside the mall. And so this time he wasn't, but people were still complaining about his obnoxious shirt and stuff like that, thinking that he's gonna preach. And they tried to kick him out. And so anyway, the interaction got picked up on TikTok. Somebody filmed the security guard kicking him out of the mall, and we published it. I mean, people ran with it that like Christians are getting persecuted in Minnesota, but apparently this guy's a rabble rouser on purpose.
And also not being persecuted. So
not being persecuted.
Yeah, persecution is kind of like you're just minding your business, and people try to kill you because you love Jesus. It's not wearing
a little bit different.
Yeah, it's not wearing a neon green shirt and. Yeah. Anyway,
Emily, where are the hot spots in this report? Like, where's Christian persecution the highest right now?
So a lot of it is in like sub-Saharan Africa. That's grown a lot over the last few years. Specifically,
like a Muslim Christian war kind of thing,
like Islamic extremists. So like Sudan, Nigeria, those like they had been lower on the list, but they've grown a lot within the last few years just because they're experiencing more. North Korea is typically number one. Last year, Afghanistan was number one, but North Korea got the title again. So
North Korea. So it's saying there are Christians in North Korea and that they're being persecuted. I didn't even know there were any Christians there.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. There's been kind of clandestine missionary work in North Korea for there's a great organization. It's run by a woman who's been in the magazine. I think she's on the podcast back in the day, Hannah Song. I believe it's Freedom in North Korea. That has worked on a lot of human rights issues, but including religious persecution in the country. That, if you're looking for more information about North Korea in particular, it's there. She's great to check out.
Well, South Korea has like a really big Christian population as well. So it would make sense that they're probably doing something to help North Korea. So
the world's largest church is in South Korea, in Seoul. Yep. Okay, cool. What do you have, Derek?
How many of y'all have updated your iPhones? I'm assuming we don't have any Android users here because we are people of taste on this.
I'm not going to ruin the group chat like that.
Okay, awesome. So
Blue Bubble all the way.
All of you have updated your iPhone?
Yeah.
Have you noticed when you listen to music too loud, you get like an alert? Or am I the only person that does that?
No. I get it on my watch.
Yeah.
I have gotten it before.
Yeah. Well, it's for good reason because roughly 1 billion people between the age of 18 to 35 are suffering from hearing loss. And
hold on, what did you say, Derek?
Roughly. Stupid. Good job. I missed
Didn't catch
it.
that.
I missed it. That was great. That was great.
That's good. Go ahead.
Right. So roughly 1 billion people are suffering from early hearing loss. And a lot of that is because of listening to music too loud in your earbuds or at concerts, live events. So, stop listening to your music so loud. That's also actually terrifying for me. And I'm going to give you a personal story because I was mixing my album and my wife comes down and she's like, "Oh my God, it's so loud in here." I was like, I didn't even notice it. So I'm like, like to me, it's just normal. Yeah. So music people, and this is one thing, hearing loss is one of the things, it cannot be reversed. Like once it's gone, it's gone. So protect your ears, baby. I'm going to start listening to music a little bit lower for sure.
I think it's interesting that this study came out that it's 18 to 35 year olds, because I feel like the younger you are, the less you think that that's going to be a problem, going to concerts and not bringing little earplugs or whatever. You look like an old middle-aged person doing that. You don't do it if you're young, and it's affecting 1 billion young adults because they haven't taken care of their ears.
For sure.
Yeah, I started noticing it probably a couple years ago that I can have a really difficult time just hearing things. Like everyone else can hear things at a normal level, and I'm the one person that's always like, "Can you speak up a little bit?" But I went to a ton of concerts in like high school and college, and I was trying to get to the front row, so the speaker's like right there. And I mean, I remember leaving so many concerts with just like my ears ringing and thinking that was so fun and funny. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to hear. Like every time I get in the car, I feel like every couple months I've noticed that my volume is getting louder because I can't hear it anymore. So,
turn it down, Emmy.
What?
Turn it down.
You fell for it again.
You better turn it down, Miss Emily Brown. That's gonna be your new phrase. Turn it down, Emily Brown.
She's gonna do like a PSA. like she's.
I have a million like nicknames and phrases, so this is just the latest one in a very long list.
Good. It is a helpful message for the youth.
We're gonna do a poster like the "We Can Do It" from the World War II, where like the ladies were working. We're gonna do like a "Turn It Down, Emily Brown," and it'd be your face.
That's gonna be right here on this wall once I finally decorate it.
Yeah, I like it. All right, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Levi and Jennie Lusko join us.
I wanna meet where you are. 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 Long time since I've felt some progress. Having long nights, I wake up in cold sweats. I just wanted to breathe in the moment.
You're listening to Milo. The song is "Where You Are." Wanna be where you are. Good song.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold.
Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose The Barbarian Way. Available now wherever books are sold.
Well, our guests today are Levi and Jennie Lusko. They're authors, speakers, pastors of Fresh Life Church. Their newest book is called The Marriage Devotional, and it's all about renewing healthy marriages, no matter where you are in your relationship. Emily talks to them to discuss the markers of a healthy marriage, why it's important to make fun a priority in marriage, and what you should look for in a partner before you get married. Here's our conversation with Levi and Jennie Lusko.
What made you guys want to write this book in the first place?
Well, we both love going through devotionals together, but separate. Like we don't sit down and like read it together, but we read it.
Shake 2 straws, leading the tramp style, and we don't do all that.
But we love to be on the same page. So like I'll read, he'll read, whether we're going through the Bible or a devotional or whatever. And it's just been a strength in our relationship and our marriage. And so,
and then,
we wanted to write something that we would want to do.
We had done a bunch of different devotionals, and then we tried one that was a marriage devotional, and it was pretty thin. The Bible stuff there was not as much in the Bible, which is fine, but we just were like, and I think we both just kind of had this light bulb moment of the devotional we're looking for doesn't exist. And whenever that's happened in the past, like after our daughter went to heaven, I was looking for a grief book that I had in my mind, and I couldn't find it. So I kind of realized I was going to write it. And that was this book too. We wanted to give a low barrier devotional that couples could read. It's accessible. The stuff's on the bottom shelf. You don't have to have a PhD in anything to read it. And that would be real world. And as the authors, we didn't pretend like we have some perfect marriage. We fight, we have issues, we've worked through a hardship, and that was what we wanted to come across in this book.
I know the book is primarily about marriage, but we definitely have a lot of people in our audience who are not married. So what advice would you give someone who is maybe dating and ready to take that next step, but like they're not sure, like what that kind of season, what advice would you give someone to make sure that they're setting themselves up for a good marriage?
So good. I guess think about the marriage vows. Every time I do a wedding, I like them old school. Whenever couples are like, I want to make my own vows, I'm like, that's fine. Just make sure there's something intense in it. I'm a peanut butter to your jelly. I love chocolate Oreos. Like, you want some, like I like to say, the marriage vows need to be like snow tires. They're better if they have metal studs.
Come on.
The reason the old marriage vows are so good is because it ends with till death do us part. First of all, it's ironclad. Then there's also better and worse. Richer, poorer, sickness, health, right? To love and to cherish. So ask yourself, when I look at this person, is this a person that's going to be a better person or good in a worse situation? Is this a sickness person or a health only person? Is this you get the idea. The point is, a lot of people are dating and marrying only someone who's going to be amazing to be in financial prosperity or health or the summer of life. But what we know of the reality of life on this planet is there is lots of winter and there is lots of worse and sickness. And so you just have to ask yourself the question, like, would this person be fit for the fight? Are they going to be good in a battle? Are they going to be God forbid, one of you ends up in a wheelchair? Some of our best friends that we love being around, they're older and he has dementia, and to watch how loving and serving she is with her husband, where she has to keep reminding him of who she is to him, where you will literally have a conversation with him and 10 times he'll ask you the same question, but she just loves him. You just see the love for him, and so God forbid this hot person who's got biceps and, she's, oh man, all the full deal, the full package of total 10. It's like, yeah, but what if one of you's in a wheelchair, or, how will she or he be to stand in a cemetery with? And, we've found our loves only deepen for each other, picking out a casket for one of our kids, and I think that should be the litmus test you apply to any potential candidate, right?
Yes. So often we can go into dating and we're just like, oh, he's awesome in this way, and this is a little bit sketchy, but it's fine. And you're just kind of, your eyes are a little bit closed and you just kind of see things. But I think the goal in dating is to keep your eyes wide open and to keep those people in your life who are going to tell you the truth, and that you will say, hey, when I start saying crazy stuff, you got to tell me that this is not okay, or this and this and this. Like keeping those people with eyes on your life, and speaking into your life, where you are seeing all of the things. Because once you get married, those things aren't going to go away. They might even become more.
And just be aware that physical intimacy only clouds your objectivity. So the earlier on you're those sorts of things are happening, the more and more you're going to have your actual vision dimmed of what's really in front of you, because those things turned on are meant to sort of blind you to each other's faults.
I want to go back to something you mentioned about someone who's kind of maybe a few years into their marriage and wants a change. I think a lot of people probably feel that way, but they don't know how to take that first step and initiate that change. So what would you tell them to do first?
Well, I think it always starts with looking at ourselves. I think sometimes we'll be in an issue in any relationship, and we just see what's wrong because what the other person is not doing or doing. And I think it always starts with just a humble assessment of what is going on in my own heart. It's that whole Psalm 139, search me, O God, and know me, see if there's any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting. I think it's always important to focus on me and Jesus first. Lord, help me see my blind spots. Help me see where I'm missing it. Help me see where I have dysfunction. And, I think it's always wise and healthy to look inward. And that obviously comes from our relationship with the Lord, counseling on our own. I think getting the tools that we need to assess our past and why we think this way and what went wrong, so that I can move forward in a healthy way. I think that's so helpful. And I think we can actually change a lot in our marriage when we just start changing things about ourselves. And that's, and even when your spouse isn't necessarily on the same page, they don't see that there's a need for counseling or see that there's a need for help or change, you can have the responsibility over yourself. And so often, we've seen over and over again examples of couples where one spouse sees the need and makes some change, and that actually slowly changes the course of their marriage and their relationship. So I think that's a good first step.
And giving what you want, because whatever you want, I want them to do that. Ask yourself the question, how can I give that? And you don't think of it as a marriage scripture, but Joseph wanted at the beginning of his story people to listen to his dreams. That's all he wanted. I want my brothers to listen. I want my dad. I want someone to listen to my dreams. I had dreams, people. But by the end of the story, you see Joseph coming into a place of power and getting that. Everyone listens to him. How does he get there? He gets there by listening to other people's dreams. He listens to Pharaoh's dream. He listens to the baker and the cupbearer's dream. Candlestick maker.
Sorry, that's what came to my head.
But so I think that's powerful, and I think that's the kingdom, right? How did Jesus get the disciples to servanthood? By giving what he wanted them to do. he modeled it and served and washed their feet. So I think if I say, hey, why isn't Jennie doing this? But it's like, well, how am I not doing that? How can I give what I want? And I think that is just one very tangible way to help begin to work on your marriage.
Yeah.
That was the Luskos. Make sure to check out their new book, The Marriage Devotional. Stay tuned. Up next is Epic Battle, Oscars edition. You're listening to Soccer Mommy. The song is Shotgun. Did you guys see the Soccer Mommy Tiny Desk concert just came out this week? No disrespect, I like Soccer Mommy, but not all artists should go and take away the production and do it live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Soccer Mommy. Not exactly an essential watch for the Tiny Desk series. Okay, it is time for our game. If you're a listener of the show over the last couple of years, you know every once in a while we like to play Epic Battle. You know, social media, people are arguing about who's better, Batman or Superman or whatever, this movie or that movie, this artist or that artist or whatever, this basketball player, that basketball player, Jordan or LeBron. Everybody's arguing. And so Epic Battle is our chance to bring it all together, and we're going to settle it once and for all. We're going to do an Oscars or a movie edition today because today's the day the Oscars are announced. So we're doing Epic Battle, Oscars edition.
Oscars edition.
Okay, so we are going to welcome to the show our editor, Jason Talley. Hey, Jason.
Hey, y'all.
So we are going to...
That sounded like Emily.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're stealing my phrase.
That's
and both of y'all sound like Jamie.
Yeah.
Did you get nervous just then? Did you like hesitate, or did you have a pre-planned hello?
I had no pre-planned thing. That was natural as it comes, and I'm a little upset that it sounds exactly like Emily and Jamie. So
I think it's a Southern thing. That's all I know how to say. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Born and raised in Alabama, so it just comes out sometimes.
Fair enough.
Just to give everybody the visual here, Jason is wearing a shirt that says, "Sorry, I was praying."
That's awesome.
Or a hat that says, "Sorry, I was praying." Yeah. Which is a perfect hat, like if you're late to stuff. It's amazing.
Or if you get pulled over by the police. And
I don't know if that's going to work. Jesse.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I try to be on time, but I could be 15 minutes late and walk in with this hat. I dare somebody to say something.
One of my friends got pulled over by a cop, and she like intentionally pulled her Bible out, and like when she was looking for her insurance, she was like, "Oh, sorry, can you hold this?" and like handed the officer her Bible, and
did
he went.
Work?
It did work. She was like, he said, "You know what? I'll just give you a warning."
I pulled when I was a teenager. I pulled the Christian kid card when I got pulled over, and it worked. Okay, and not to derail. I was 16. My parents were out of town, and they said that I could use their car to go to youth group, right, while they were out of town. And my dad had just gotten a brand new Lexus, and I knew where he hid the keys, so I took his Lexus. It was brand new.
Oh, okay. This is
and I
spicy.
drive it to youth group. He doesn't know this to this day, and he doesn't listen to the show, so whatever. So I drive it to youth group, and then after youth group, we're all going to Burger King. So I fill up the car with 3 or 4 friends, and we're going down this road, Markham Woods Road. It's a 45 mile an hour limit, but it's a straight shot road for a few miles. And I noticed that the speedometer goes to 180 on this new Lexus.
No.
And I'm 16.
Cameron.
And I'm like, let's see what it can do. Floor it. Okay. At the end of the road, a cop catches up to me. So apparently, about halfway through this drive, I zoomed by a cop, and it took him a solid 3 or 4 minutes to catch up to me. Okay. So
you was doing like 120.
Pulls me over. He says, "You were doing 123 and a 45. I'm 16 years old.
That's jail time.
That's
how did you not get your license just
straight to jail?
Immediately?
Listen, that's jail time.
Because A, white privilege, but B, I told him, oh man, I'm so sorry. We were just coming from youth group. And I was just like a good little Christian kid. And I put on like Christian music on the radio and stuff. Like I played the innocence card, right?
I was busy. I was hurrying to the orphanage to give them those donations that I collected.
I was like, I'm so sorry. I know it's reckless. I just come from church and my friends, whatever. Anyway, he goes, whatever. He gives me a good lecture and he comes back and he says, clocked you going 123. If you go double the speed limit automatically in Florida, you have to be arrested. So he gave me a ticket for going 89 in a 45. So he didn't have to arrest me. And it was like $650. My mom calls the next day to check how was everything. I was like, I got a ticket last night. She goes, well, you're going to pay it. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she didn't ask the context or the situation at all. And I got away with it. I worked and paid off the ticket. And they, to this day, don't know that I was going 123 in his brand new car. So
Cameron,
play the Christian card.
Yeah, sorry, I was
or
praying,
just don't go 123 and a 45.
You just come from church. All right,
I'm gonna be quiet.
The teams. Jason, you and Emily are one team, and Derek, you and Jesse are a team. What are your team names, Jason and Emily?
It feels most appropriate that our team should just be called Hey Y'all.
Sure.
The Hey Y'alls. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesse, what's your team name?
Derek, what are you feeling, man?
I'm with whatever you want, bro. You're a lot more witty than me. I know you got something.
I'm gonna go with just sorry I was praying.
Sorry I was praying.
I think we can get some hats that are matching.
100%.
And
listen, I got you.
Yeah.
I can hook y'all up. Just let me know. Yeah,
you got a sorry I'm praying hat guy somewhere.
I do.
So,
all right. As you know, epic battle is I give you two people or things and then a situation. And these are all movie related. Emily actually put the list together, but she doesn't know what order that I'm doing it or what groupings I'm doing it. So okay. I'm doing this on the fly. So you
telling me the person that made the game, that's who we going against?
She has no idea how I'm going to do it, though.
As I was putting it together, there were a couple things I included that I was like, I feel like I'm going to regret including this because I don't know how I'm going to defend this. Sorry.
All right. So here we go. First up, hey, y'all, you guys have King Kong. And sorry, I was praying. You guys have the Dune sandworm, that terrifying sandworm from Doom. Mm-hmm. The situation is surviving a space crash a la the movie Gravity. So who would be better at surviving a space crash like Gravity, either King Kong or the Dune sandworm? Hey, y'all, you're up first. Tell us why King Kong would win that epic battle.
Okay, I'll start. So
yes,
King Kong, first of all, doesn't have to have sand to survive. Okay, so in Gravity, I think the crash that I'm thinking of anyway, they landed in water. And so King Kong is just going to stand up and he's just going to, walk out of there, like handle his business, do whatever he needs to do. The worm, on the other hand, is going to struggle, probably going to drown, can't get above the water line. That seems to make perfect sense to me.
All right, sorry, I was praying. What's your rebuttal? Why would the Dune sandworm survive better in a space crash a la Gravity?
To me, this one is easy, Derek, and feel free to jump in. Mm-hmm. But I feel like when I think of sci-fi action movies, there's two kinds. Mm-hmm. There are nerdy space movies, and then there's sweet monster movies. Okay, it's just a hard and fast rule. I never even seen Dune because it falls in the nerdy space movie category. You guys, my feelings about that are well established. Okay.
Okay. Let me describe this worm. It is the size of a 747.
Think Tremors.
It lives under the ground, and it comes up with all these teeth, and it like consumes people from the surface, and then it goes back underneath the ground.
But my point is this. Dune took place on some nerdy space planet, right? Like, it's fine. It's like the worm is used to space stuff, okay? You don't mix space stuff with non-space stuff. King Kong is a terrestrial monster who lives on Skull Island. He's just a big ape, okay? There's no way he's faring well. Who knows what Space Worm encounters day to day out there in nerdy space world? He's probably seen, this is the least of his worries. Like a spaceship crash. I see this every day. Okay. I live on a planet, like a mining planet or something. This is, they deal with this kind of stuff every day. King Kong doesn't even know the concept of space. Okay. He doesn't know the concept of gravity. He would have a panic attack just proposing the scenario if you could figure out a way to communicate with him in sign language or however he communicates. Okay? This one, Space Worm, like I said, he deals with this kind of stuff every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Space Worm acclimates to space crash.
I don't even need to say anything else. Go ahead, Emily. Try it out.
Emily, do you have any final rebuttal?
Yeah, I do want to talk about the intelligence level of King Kong versus a worm. I think King Kong actually has more of a brain than this big worm because he's having to like navigate and defend and like fight for his life. The worm's just vibing, just doing what he wants. So if you put him in a different situation, he's not going to know what to do.
King Kong, didn't he die falling off like a skyscraper? You think he can like get like 500 times taller than that and fall and survive? No, he couldn't even do the Empire State Building, which isn't even that tall compared to skyscrapers anymore.
And if you think about it, like at the end of the world, cockroaches and worms are going to be the only thing that survived
Whose side are you on?
I'm just saying
it's a compelling point. It's a compelling point.
All I'm going to say is King Kong can't be that smart if he keeps getting caught every movie. Like every movie, bro gets he the worst criminal or bad guy or whatever. But look, I'm just gonna bring up one word that is obvious that I don't know why in the world nobody's getting it. But we're gonna just start with oxygen.
Yeah.
I mean, the space worm lives in outer space. It's acclimated to whatever's out there.
Well, it's on a planet, so
it's on a planet, but at the same time,
so
we don't
oxygen
know.
Levels.
Like, yo, King Kong. Oxygen, he's gonna suffocate before he even drowns.
King Kong could find.
They don't make spacesuits that big. It's just listen.
You could find
worms. We don't even. No one even knows if worms breathe. No one knows. No one's ever even looked into it. We're just assuming they'd be fine in space.
No one's ever looked into it.
And there has to be some dirt somewhere if there's water. So he's gonna find dirt.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna go with. I'm going with. Sorry, I was praying. I think the case that space worm would survive a space crash is the compelling one.
Is obvious. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next one up. Hey y'all, you have the Na'vi species from Avatar. Okay.
The blue people.
Yeah,
the blue people. Hey, sorry, I was praying. You have E.T. stuck in his little basket.
Okay, on the bike. Gotcha. Okay.
This is gonna be fun.
Who would do a better job sewing a dress like Phantom Thread, like the movie Phantom Thread? Who would do better sewing a dress? Either the blue people from Avatar or E.T. stuck in his little basket. Sorry, I was praying. You're up first.
Again, I feel like this one, I don't even need to make the case for E.T. He's small. He fit in that basket pretty easily. I'd assume any creature.
But he doesn't have little fingers. He has these long, weird fingers, and for sewing.
Great point, Cameron.
No, but what I'm saying is he's used to working at things at that scale. The Na'vi, at least E.T. can disguise himself in a blanket. You know, he works with fabric. The Na'vi are scantily clad. I saw the new film. Okay, they ain't sewing. Okay, they're finding leaves and things. They also there was a whole finger situation. I think they had like 6 fingers in the movie. I can't remember. It was something like that, an extra finger. That might be useful for spearfishing or riding with the whales, like in the movie. But I don't think for threading a needle, you want an extra finger bobbing around in the way. It just seems like E.T. is much more acclimated to this. Derek, do you have thoughts on this? You seem like you got strong Na'vi thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of how can you sew if you're like 8 foot tall?
Exactly.
Like with these long fingers. Like I'm like there's no way.
Height does not determine sewing ability.
Look how big their hands are.
Emily.
Okay, do you think? Let me ask you a question. I will give you honest question. All right, honest question. Who's more equipped to sew? Right. Emily Brown or Shaq?
Exactly.
Who do you think is going to do a better job at sewing? Jason or Shaq?
It doesn't have anything to do with their height.
Because his hand is so big. Shaq can't even get the needle through the thread. The thread through the needle. That's what I'm saying.
E.T.'s, the tip of his finger lights up, which I feel like is a huge asset.
So you can see in the dark. Sewing. If he's trying to put the needle, the needle and thread together in the dark, he just used the light at the end of his finger. The Na'vi, I mean, how long do you think their hand is? 4 feet tall? 4 feet long? There's no way. With 4 feet long with a little needle and thread, there's no way.
All right, hey y'all, what's your rebuttal that the Na'vi species from Avatar would do better sewing a dress?
Okay, I would like to point out that E.T. had a whole option for clothing, and he picked a blanket to wrap himself in. But the Na'vi, while scantily dressed, do at least fashion together some, I don't know, leaves or whatever, or some sort of fabric, whatever they have on their planet, to
because they can't sew.
No. They create clothing.
No one that knows how to sew is stitching together vines. Okay.
No, they are. They you weave it together. Okay. So they could be, it's a different form of, there's multiple different forms of sewing. My mother is a quilter, so I know this for some reason, but there's different ways to sew. So they could have cross-stitched it or crocheted it. There's a lot of different ways. And I think that's what they did. E.T.
We're not talking about those crochet and pot holders here, okay? With the little
We're talking about
Phantom
the Phantom Thread. We're talking about high level.
But they do have long, skinny, some. Okay, first off, the entire nation to pick from. The entire nation. There's, I don't know statistics, a large amount of them. One of them's got to be able to have little fingers to sew.
Yeah, it is true. The comparison was the entire Na'vi species from Avatar versus E.T. stuck in his little basket.
Whoa.
So
I mean, not that I advocate child labor, but
tall.
Okay, not that I advocate child labor, but they could get a little kid to do it.
Then why haven't they? Then why are they running around with seaweed wrapped around?
Because the kids are free to live.
But E.T.'s totally naked. E.T.'s totally naked. The kid put the blanket on him, not
crash
him.
landed. We don't know what his kind wears.
So hold on. We're not going to judge people that like to live their life naked. E.T. made his decision.
We are going to judge them a little bit.
He's comfortable with it.
We're going to judge him a little bit.
E.T. made his decision, and he said that he would rather be free.
Mm-hmm. Right? No. I mean, the truth
that.
is, he just didn't know how to sew anything, so that he couldn't make any clothes. That's
how long was E.T. on Earth? Was he on Earth before? He's on Earth for 3 days.
Well, look, he could easily pick up and consume Reese's Pieces, no problem. You're telling me you don't see a Na'vi picking up those? That'd be an impossible task. That'd be like using tweezers to pick up a grain of sand. It's going to be very difficult. Okay, with those big paws they got.
I have a rebuttal. There's two things that we haven't discussed here about the Na'vi. Okay. First off, is we didn't actually decide how big this sewing project is. Uh-huh. So the size of their hands don't really matter because E.T.'s going to be doing a smaller blanket or whatever, and they're going to be obviously doing a bigger blanket.
Phantom Thread. Now we did establish that
was he sewing?
Thread.
Was he sewing uniforms for basketball players or for an elegant petite model or what? I haven't even seen it. It looks very boring, but sorry, I like Paul Thomas Anderson, but you lost me at tailoring movie. It's gonna be a pass.
It's a 3-hour movie about tailoring. Exactly, it's
gonna be a hard pass for me.
But here's the bigger point. The Na'vi have that ponytail that they can plug into things. So I'm really more interested in the fact that they probably are going to have something.
Isn't that their sex organ? Isn't that the thing that they?
Oh God, no! That's how they connect to the animals, and it's a complicated situation. They
that would make the movie very interesting.
Connect to the tree and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, but I feel like there's something that they can connect to that boom, then they're able to just sew. I feel like they're just going to do a better job at it.
I've heard enough. I'm going to go with the fact that it's the entire species of Na'vis. And there's somebody in the mix that could be nimble enough to do this. I'm going to go with hey y'all. All right, last one. We're tied 1-1. This is a tiebreaker, and we got to be quick with this one. Sorry, I was praying. You have Tom Hanks in character as Forrest Gump. Hey y'all, you have Tom Hanks in character as Chuck from Castaway. Who would do better escaping prison, a la The Shawshank Redemption? Hey y'all, you're up first.
Yeah, straight out of the gate, we just have to address the fact that he survived, in the middle of nowhere. He built a raft. He, got into the water. He survived this whole thing. So I feel like he would be very easily equipped to, almost like MacGyver it. Figure out, okay, what do I have at my disposal? What can I use to get off of this deal? How can I get out of here? He would easily do that. There's no question. I mean, when we think about stinking Tom Hanks inside of Forrest Gump, all he knew how to do was run. He just ran. That's all he knew how to do.
All right, sorry, I was praying. What's your rebuttal?
First off, I'm pretty sure if you're escaping prison, the ability to run is pretty critical. I'd say one of the most. You give the man a little daylight, he gone. You just send him out on work duty, cleaning the ditches. Where'd Forrest go? I don't know. He just started running. No one's going after him. 2, Tom Hanks in Castaway. It took him like 10 years to figure out how to get past waves. Okay, do you think he's busting out of a prison? He couldn't even wade out past, little 3-foot waves. It took him like 10 years, and he just got lucky one day because the old porta potty washed up. He ain't breaking out of no prison. He can't even get off an island. You can put him in prison.
All right, hey y'all, what's your final rebuttal?
I think that his role on Castaway, or Tom Hanks on Castaway, would be the best option because he did not give up trying to get and he, like Jason said, he did MacGyver his way eventually. And again, Shawshank Redemption, it's not like he got into prison and then was out the next day. He'd been there, it was a waiting game, Patience 2. I don't know if and like you said, Forrest can run, but that is the final part of it. He's got to get through all of this first.
Got to get out of there.
And most of Forrest Gump is just things happening to work out for him.
Here's the thing. Exactly, which goes into my point. Things just happening and working in his favor. Forrest Gump is the luckiest character, period. The dude's so lucky that they started a fake shrimping business, and it's in freaking New York City right now.
Times Square.
Gump Shrimping Co. So the guy is that lucky that there's no way. You need a little luck to break out of prison. There's no way that Forrest Gump was not gonna get out, because everything freaking worked for Forrest Gump. It never didn't work.
It is about mindset, and I'm about to walk this thing off. Okay,
walk it off.
He would. Castaway, Tom Hanks wouldn't even try to break out of prison because he would just, paint a beach ball and talk to it or befriend a pigeon.
He would make the best of it.
He would befriend a pigeon, just like that one guy. He befriended a volleyball. You don't think he's going to befriend the prison yard pigeon, and he's going to live a happy, content life? What happened when that guy got sprung? Guess what? His life went downhill. He just wanted to live back there, push a little library card around, and hang out with the pigeon. We all know how they worked out for him when he got out. He didn't want to leave. Okay.
All right. Sorry, I was praying. You win it. I agree.
That was a good
Tom
one.
Hanks and Forrest Gump win it. All right. So Sorry, I was praying. 2-1 wins epic battle. All right. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank Levi and Jennie Lusko for joining us today. Make sure to order the Marriage Devotional now. Also, head over to relevantmagazine.com. We are doing it. We are publishing a ton of great stuff every day, and you should make it part of your daily web browsing. We recently updated our site design. Our homepage is totally different. We're working through the site and updating each section as well. Our articles are a little different. You'll notice, it's all about evolving, right? You can also stay connected by right there on the side or the right rail and on the homepage. You can sign up for our daily newsletter where you get our top 5 trending stories sent to your inbox. It's a great way to stay in touch. Or follow us on all the socials. We're posting on Twitter and Facebook all day, every day. We're posting on IG stories more frequently now. That's great. And we have other stuff in the pipeline. So make sure to follow us on all the socials. Okay. On that note, we will wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Derek Miner.
We will see you on Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
An element of something where anything can happen.
Relevant Podcast Network.